Good evening, students. Today we are going to discuss about the colloidal solutions or colloids. So in our surface chemistry, the next topic is important topic is colloidal solutions. So generally the solutions are classified into three types: true solutions, colloidal solutions, and suspension. So true solutions means if you mix salt in water, for example, if you take one glass of water and if you mix 2-3 spoons of salt, so what happens? Salt is completely miscible in the water, so that it forms homogeneous mixture of solution. So that is called true solution. So means true solutions, the particles will be completely miscible when components of solution completely miscible, so it forms a homogeneous mixture. So this is true solution. So what is meant by colloidal solution? So in colloidal solution, if you mix, for example, clay in water, so it is not completely miscible, so we can see the particles of the clay in water. So that type of solution is called colloidal solution. So for colloidal solution, the particle size will be 1 nanometers to 1000 nanometers particles. If you mix clay in water, so the size of clay particles should be in the range of 1 nanometers to 1000 nanometers. So that is called colloidal solution. So for true solution, the particle size is less than 1 nanometers, means particles are very small in size. We cannot see, it is completely miscible and it is forming one phase solution, means either it is all in liquid state or in all in gaseous state, like that. So when we mix salt in water, so we cannot see the salt. So if, for example, if you take one glass of water, pure water, and water plus salt, so can we differentiate by seeing them? So no, we cannot differentiate which is salt solution and which is pure water by seeing them with our eyes. So means they are completely miscible and forming single phase, means single state solution. That type of solutions are called true solution, and particle size ranges less than 1 nanometer or 1 angstrom. So here this particle range is 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometers, and it is heterogeneous. So means they are not completely miscible. So they are not miscible. For example, if you take clay in water, so clay will not dissolves in water completely, and starch in water. So this comes under colloidal solution, and generally it is multi-phase. For example, if you mix clay in water, we can see solid phase and also liquid phase. So clay particles will be in solid phase, so we can see both phases. So that is called multi-phase. And particles are not visible. So here particles are, we cannot see the particles in true solutions, but in colloidal solutions we can see by passing light. So particles are not visible generally, but we can see the particles when light is passed through the colloidal solution. So for example, if you take dust in air, so if you pass, for example, if you pass light in dark room, so what you can observe in the light, by passing light we can observe the dust particles in the room, dark room. So that is means that is also example for colloidal solution. Dust particles in air is also a colloidal solution. And suspension particle size is greater than 1000 nanometers, and particles we can see with our eyes also. So that, for example, calcium carbonate in water, if you mix calcium carbonate in water, so this calcium carbonate doesn't dissolve in water. If somewhat soluble, so we can see that particles, means it is not soluble, so we can see the calcium carbonate in water. So this is the example for suspension. So next, types of colloidal solutions. So many classifications are there for colloidal solution. One type is based on the phase. So we cannot see gas in gas type of colloidal solution, because when we mix two gases they are completely miscible. So we cannot see the particles, gas particles. We cannot separate them. So gas in gas we cannot see the colloidal solution. Solid in solid. So the example is glass and alloys. So if you take alloys, mixture of metals, means solid in solid phase colloidal solutions. Solid in liquid. So if you observe gold solution, so if you add gold powder into a water, for example, so we can see the solid in liquid type of colloidal solution. And next, liquid in liquid. So for example, milk. So milk contain milk and water. So means liquid in liquid. So it is forming single phase. Here it is single phase. This liquid in liquid. So here it is multi-phase. Solid phase, liquid phase, solid and gas. So here solid and solid also single phase. And next, liquid in solid. Cheese and shoe polish. These are example for liquid in solid. And liquid in gas. So for example, fog and mist. So if you are observing early morning, so we can see the fog. So that is nothing but water particles are in atmosphere, air. So we can see water is in liquid phase, and also air means gaseous phase. Liquid in gaseous phase type of colloidal solution. Example is fog and mist. And gas in solid. So rubber. If you observe rubber, so rubber contains small pores. So in that pores the gas will be there. So means gas in solid, that is rubber. Gas in liquid. So for example, foam. So if you observe foam, so there is a gas bubbles will be there in the liquid phase. And for example, soap bubbles. So soap bubbles in water also example for gas in liquid type of colloidal solution. Next, components in colloidal solution. So there are two components in the colloidal solution. One is dispersed phase, other is dispersion medium. So if you see in solutions we will see solute and solvent. So in the same way in colloidal solutions also two components are there. Smaller component is dispersed phase, larger component is dispersion medium. So dispersion medium provides the medium to dissolve the dispersed phase. So for example, protein powder if you mix in water. So protein powder is the dispersed phase and water is the dispersion medium. And next, types of colloidal solutions based on preparation. So based on preparation they are classified into lyophilic solutions and lyophobic solutions. So lyophilic solutions means which we can prepare easily. So they will be, philic means loving and lyo means solvent. So if you add starch in water, it easily prepared, we can easily prepare colloidal solution of starch. So it is the lyophilic colloidal solution. And protein powder in water, so that is easily prepared, they can be easily prepared, are called lyophilic. Lyophobic, lyo means solvent and phobic means hating. So they cannot easily prepared, difficult to prepare. So we are preparing by applying force. So that is lyophobic colloidal solution. For example, gold and water and sulfur and water. So these are the examples. Next, types of colloids on the basis of charges. So they are classified into based on charge, positively charged and negatively charged colloidal solutions. So positively charged colloidal solutions examples are oxides, hydroxides, metal oxides and metal hydroxides. So for example, tin oxide and iron hydroxide, these are positively charged colloids. And negatively charged colloids, halides and natural colloids, for example blood and clay in water, like that. So these are comes under negatively charged colloidal solutions. This is the based on charges. And let us discuss about lyophilic colloids and lyophobic colloids. So lyophilic colloids are easily prepared and they are stable colloidal solutions. So we are preparing easily means they are stable and reversible. So means we can, for example, if we prepare starch, for example, we are adding starch in water, and also we can separate the starch from the water, and if you again mix starch in water, it will be prepared. So means the reaction is reversible, means it occurs in both directions. So for example, gum in water, so we can prepare gum powder from gum solution, and also if you mix gum powder in water, we can prepare gum solution like that. Then viscosity is high and surface tension is low for dispersed phase. Viscosity is high and surface tension is low for dispersed phase than dispersion medium. So this is the one characteristic of lyophilic colloidal solution. Their viscosity is high and surface tension is low. And lyophobic colloids, they are difficult to prepare and they are unstable. They are easily coagulated. So then it is irreversible. For example, if you take curd, so curd can easily coagulated. So means curd particles will be easily coagulated. So that it comes under the lyophobic colloids. Next, it is irreversible. So we cannot again we cannot prepare lyophobic colloidal solution after separating, after coagulation. We cannot again prepare the lyophobic colloid, means it is occurs in single direction, unidirection. Viscosity and surface tension for dispersed phase is almost similar to dispersion medium. So here dP means dispersed phase and dm means dispersion medium. So this is about lyophilic and lyophobic colloids. Next, classification based on their size of particles or molecules. Micromolecular colloids, macromolecular colloids, and associated colloids. These are three types. So micromolecular colloids means, so large number of atoms or molecules are held by van der Waals forces so that particles come into colloidal range. So means they singly cannot form the colloidal solution. For example, if you take gold, Rm, so one Rm atom cannot form the colloidal solution singly. So if it have attractions, van der Waals attractions with other Rm atoms. So for example, these are Rm atoms, and these atoms will come into, they can form the large particle. So singly it cannot form colloidal solution, but when it combines with other Rm atoms, it can form the colloidal particle. So it comes into colloidal range. So colloidal range means greater than 1 angstrom we have seen. So that size will be obtained by contact with each other. These atoms or molecules will be contact with each other and they will form the colloidal particles. So large number of atoms or molecules held by van der Waals forces are metallic forces in case of metals, so that particles come into colloidal range. For example, gold and sulfur. Next, macromolecular, when a single molecule is so large that comes into colloidal range, means single atom or single molecule will comes into colloidal range. It contains the size of colloidal range. For example, starch, proteins and cellulose. So this is the different micro and macromolecular. Next, associated colloids. Associated colloids they are called micelles. So when compound is dissolved at low concentration, for example, if you take water and if you are adding the soap powder, so if you take soap crushed into powder and if you add some soap content into the water, so it behaves like true solution, means the soap will be completely miscible in the water. But if you add more concentration of soap, more amount of soap, crushed soap, So the particles will be associated and they can be formed in colloidal range. So means they can form the colloidal solution. When a compound is dissolved at low concentration, it forms true solution. So when we add small amount of soap in water, it will form true solution. When we add large amount of soap powder in water, so that will form the colloidal solution. This is called associated colloidal solution. So these particles will be associated. For example, soap particles will be associated and they are visible. So that is called colloidal associated colloidal solution. Example is soap solution. Next, critical micelle concentration. So the concentration required to form associated colloidal solution. For example, if you add 100 grams per 1 liter water, 1 ml, for example, if you take 100 ml water. So if you mix 100 grams of soap powder in 100 ml of water, so it is forming colloidal associated colloidal solution. So this concentration is called critical micelle concentration. Means the concentration required to form associated colloidal solution are micelle. So this associated colloids are also called micelles. That concentration is called critical micelle concentration. And Kraft temperature. So it is minimum temperature at which formation of micelle starts. So the temperature at which associated colloids or micelles are formed, that temperature is called Kraft temperature.